Hey guys, welcome back to my beauty stash, or welcome if it is your first time here. Hello, my name is Steff. I would love to have you become part of our makeup family, so be sure to click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today, I'm going to be trying out this new beauty right here from bPerfect Cosmetics. This is the Rain eyeshadow palette, and it is a collaboration with Canadian YouTuber Makeup by Alinna. Now, this palette represents South Asian culture, art, tradition, and there are 30 different shades in this palette. It retails for $46.95. Right now it's only available on the bPerfect website. That is where I ordered it from. But bPerfect is sold at Beauty Bay. I haven't seen it on Beauty Bay, but as soon as I do, I will have it linked in the description box. For right now, it's just going to be linked to the bPerfect website. But you are getting 30 shades. Now, this palette is a little bit different. I like how it opens first and foremost, but this one contains a few pressed glitters. I believe there are four different pressed glitters. This is going to be the first time I try a pressed glitter formula from bPerfect Cosmetics. All of the other palettes I have from them, they don't contain pressed glitters, and I really love this color story. We're getting a nice mix of jewel tones as well as neon shades, and I think it just looks like a beautiful palette. There's definitely some neutrals in here to anchor the palette, but then we have those beautiful fun pops of color, and I've always been a fan of the bPerfect eyeshadow formula, so I don't doubt the performance of this palette, but I am going to be curious to see how the glitters go. So I am going to reserve the glitters for the last two looks because I will be creating 4 looks with this palette right now. And we're just going to go from there, guys. We're going to see what kind of looks I can come up with using this palette. Now, also in the collection were 3 different gel liners. I think the gel liners, I don't know if they're new, a new product for bPerfect, but these shades are new, and there was 3 different ones. There was this shade, there was a green, and then there was, I think, like a rusty shade. I just wanted this one because I know I've mentioned this before. I'm always on the hunt for a really good purple eyeliner. This one is in the shade Mogul. You can pick up the entire collection, which would be the palette and the 3 gel liners for, I believe the discounted price is $82. There is a US warehouse where bPerfect does ship from, and I thought I was placing my order from that warehouse because I know I clicked on shop from US warehouse, but this ended up shipping from the UK. bPerfect is a UK based indie makeup brand, and they make so many amazing products. I do want to let you guys know of a couple other things that I picked up when I bought these 2 items from the Rain collection. I bought their new cream bronzer. This one is in the shade Toasted. I do have it on already, along with some other bPerfect Cosmetics products, and here's the shade. I think this comes in maybe 8 different shades. It's a nice range. This is the one I chose, and I think it looks pretty good. I probably could have gone 1 shade down and still be okay, but you know, summer's coming up. I'm also using the Scorched. This is the blush in the shade Melt. And I'm using, okay, so I just bought this lipstick when I bought this eyeshadow palette. This is their matte lipstick. I am wearing it right now. This one is in the shade Stare, and it has some nice, I think, little stars there on the bullet. I thought it was really pretty. They have a lot. bPerfect Cosmetics has grown so much, and they just have an amazing product lineup. Of course, I am wearing the new Chroma collection, which is the new foundation and concealer, which I have already done a review on. So I think I have a bPerfect Cosmetics playlist, and if I do, that will be in a pinned comment, and if I don't have one, I'm going to make one, and that is going to be in the pinned comment of today's video. And what else did I want to show you? I'm wearing a highlighter. The highlighter, oh, here it is. Polar Vortex right here. This one is in the shade Pink Icicle. So a lot of, almost a full face of bPerfect Cosmetics. I'm slowly building up my bPerfect Cosmetics stash, and I'm just really excited to be trying out this new eyeshadow palette as well as the gel liner. Let's get started with today's look, guys. As always, I will have all the makeup that I'm wearing both on and off camera linked and listed in the description box of today's video. Some of those things might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. If you guys want to see the 4 looks I'm about to create with this new Rain eyeshadow palette from bPerfect Cosmetics and Alinna, keep on watching. All right, now I have already primed my eyelids using this one from Moira. This is their Prolong Priming Cream Shadow, and I picked up the shade 2. All right, guys, so we definitely have a lot to look at. We have a lot to try. Of course, you know, I'm looking at these 3 shades right here, the greens, but then I see some beautiful pink tones in here, and this neon shade right here. I like the orange I'm seeing up here. So I think what I want to do, let's do something up here in this little section. I think I'm going to start with the shade Festive. I'll apply that in the crease, and then I think I'm going to use Ritual and maybe this shade right here. This one is called Sultan. In the outer corner, we'll see, but I'm going to start first with Festive. And I'm taking Festive on a BK A503. This is part of the Angie Hot and Flashy collection, which you can now buy the brushes as individuals instead of as the set. I recommend the whole set. I've had the set for a while, and I have absolutely loved all of the brushes. And if you do end up buying from BK Beauty, you can use my code STEFF10 to save 10% off your order. It's not an affiliate code. I don't make any money off that code. It's just for you guys to save. This is a beautiful color. I think this is a nice color story for all seasons because we have some nice, fun, bright colors, but then we also have some deeper, like the jewel tone colors, which I think this palette is definitely year-round. And it's colorful, I feel, without being totally overwhelming because there are definitely a lot of neutrals, and there's deeper neutral shades in here to where it lends itself for so many different looks. That's just my, you know, first impression right off the bat. Those are my initial thoughts on the color story. And this shade is blending out beautifully. I don't anticipate any issues, guys, with the quality of this palette. I think it's gonna be pretty spot on. And to be honest, all of the bPerfect Cosmetics products that I have, they've all been good. Like, haven't had a dud yet. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Ritual, and I'm using a BK202. That's a fun shade. That's really pretty. Okay, now I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Feast. I'm gonna take that on a BK Beauty A502. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this purple shade right here. I love the purple and like red and oranges together. So the shade is called Bejeweled. I'm taking that shade on a damp Morphe M124. Going back in with the shade Feast. Now using the shade Ritual. All right, guys, so far we're off to a good start. Now let's see, for the lower lash line, what do I want to do? I'm gonna try the shade right here, Glory, and I'm using the Luxie 141 brush. I want to see if I can apply that liner on the waterline of my lower lash line. I know with the Lethal Cosmetics ones, I use them that way and they don't give me any issues, so I want to see if this one will work the same. I'm going to add a little bit of Feast, which was that darker shade that I used on the outer corner. Just keep that really close up here. All right, now for this little portion right here of the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this yellow shade. This one is called Parade, and I'm gonna use that same little Luxie brush. Let me just clean it off. Now I'm gonna use this angled Morphe 217 brush to apply the gel liner. We're gonna try it on the waterline. This is a very creamy formula. Yeah. I got some on my eyeball. It doesn't sting or anything like that. I really don't even feel it. I can just see it. Now, I think the look is pretty much complete. I'm gonna add, let's see, I'm gonna add some liner to the top lash line, do some mascara, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 1. All right, guys, so here's the completed look number 1. I went ahead and just took the purple liner up to the top lash line. And for mascara, the one I'll be using in today's video is the Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara. And this is a completed look. So far, we are off to a very, very good start. Again, I love this color combination. I think the purple is just that fun pop. It's very jewel toned, and I think the yellow just brightens up the entire look. I love all these shades together. I think they're so much fun. Let's move over to the left eye and start working on look number 2. Okay, so for look number 2, I want to work with green because you all know I love green. So I think I'm going to start first with this shade down here. It's like an army green. This one is called Divine. And I'm taking that shade on a Rephr 15. Now, what I'm going to do is focus this up here in the crease, but I'm going to leave this portion free for that neon green that's in the palette. All right, now in a Rephr 13, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one's called Sage. And I'm gonna focus that right in here. It's not as neon as I thought it was gonna be, but that is okay. It's still bright enough. Now on a Rephr 14, I'm gonna go in with Legend. I am just gonna meet it with this other lighter shade. Beautiful green shadows. Going back in with a little bit more of the shade Divine. This is the first shade I used. Adding more of Sage. Okay, now for the center of the lid, we have this beautiful green shade right here. This one's called Peacock, and I'm really tempted to use that one, but a part of me wants to do like a contrasting color. I think I'll do this one. I'll do this one up here. This one's called Taj. I'm taking that on a damp Morphe M124. Adding more of Sage and Legend. Okay, I'll probably end up using that for the inner corner as well. Now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Kajal. And I'm taking that on a Rephr 26. That's a really nice deep green. And I'm noticing there is no matte black in this palette, but there's a lot of deeper tones. Like there's a really deep like teal turquoise shade in here, this green. There's like a navy blue, royal blue that definitely has some depth to it. So there's also dark brown and stuff. So I don't think you'll be missing the matte black too much just because you have those darker shades. Adding a little bit of Legend right here. I always miss this little corner. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Peacock right here, and I'm going to apply that right here to the inner portion of the lower lash line. And I'm using a damp Rephr 03. That's a beautiful shade. Wow. It's more blue than it is green. That's fine. Now I'm taking the shade Taj, which is what I have on the center of the lid. Adding it right in here. All right, guys, I'm gonna add liner and mascara, and I'll be right back to show you this completed look number 2. All right, guys, here's the second look. I added a new eyeliner that I got. Well, it's just a new shade that I got in the Artista liner from Shop Miss A. This is the shade Green. That's what I have on the top lash line. And for the lower waterline, I went in with this Urban Decay 24/7 pencil. This is the shade Electric Empire. This is pretty much the same shade as this inner corner shade. This shade right here, Peacock, is beautiful. If you want this shade in an eyeliner form, get this one from Urban Decay. It's a fantastic one. And this is the look. two beautiful looks, if I have to say so myself. But so far the palette has been performing so well. I think I got like one or two little specks, but they were able to flick off. So that's pretty much the extent of the fallout. A little bit of kick up in the pan, not bad. I mean, this is just performing the way I expect, you know, a bPerfect Cosmetics eyeshadow palette to perform. It's doing a fantastic job. So it hurts me to have to go wash these two looks off, but I'll be right back and we'll start creating two more looks. All right, guys, so let's start working on look number 3. I think I'm gonna use some of these blue shades down here. So I'm gonna start first with Jasmine, and I'm gonna throw that in the crease. And I'm using a BK Beauty A501. All right, now I'm gonna go in with the shade right here. The shade is called Sapphire. Focus that out here. I'm using a Rephr 14. Maybe we'll do a bit of a halo eye. I'll use a Rephr 13 for that inner corner. The 13 and 14, I think the 13 especially, are really good for doing halo eyes. The 13 is just that small little blending brush that you need for precision. Okay, now for the center of the lid, I guess I'm gonna go in with the blue glitter shadow so that way we can see how it performs. This one is called Sorcery. And I'm gonna take some NYX Glitter Primer and put that on the center. Or you know what I could do instead of the blue? I'm looking at this shade right here, Ancient. Let's do that one instead. Yeah, you definitely want to use glitter glue because don't know how much of a grip. This is moving around a lot in the pan. And I probably will get some fallout. I have one of those silicone brushes for applying glitter. I don't know why I'm not using it. I don't know how I feel about this pressed glitter. The BH Cosmetics pressed glitter formula, that is my favorite because it has tackiness to it. So I usually don't even have to use a glitter primer with it. But this one I feel is lacking that tackiness. So I would definitely recommend the primer. I'm going to add in a little more Sapphire. Now for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to go in with this dark brown up here. This one is called Henna. I'm taking that on a BK 204. I've said this so many times, but I love the combination of brown and blue together. I think it is just beautiful. I feel like this is the sand and then this is the water. All right, now for the inner corner, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, Antique. Taking that on a damp Rephr 03. Ooh, that's a beautiful shade. I mean, all the shades in here are beautiful. Like they selected some really pretty shades for this palette. All right, guys, so I'm gonna add some liner, maybe do some lashes, and I'll be right back to show you the completed third look. All right, guys, here's the completed look number 3. I love this. I feel so pretty in this eye look. I just blue and brown together. They're so much fun. So I added some lashes, and they are these right here that I got from Shop Miss A. This is the style Alexis. So less than $6, you get all these lashes. And for the lower waterline, one of my new favorite blue eyeliners. This one is from Give by Gwen Stefani. It is in the shade Bathwater. It's like a metallic blue shade. And then for the top lash line, another Shop Miss A item over here. This is the Artista liner. This one's in the shade Brown. And this is a completed look. Let's jump over to the left eye and start creating the fourth and final look. All right, so for look number 4, I feel like I need to use this shade right here because I've just been staring at this shade the entire time. So I think I'm gonna start with Bloom in the crease and then work my way towards this shade. This shade is called Goddess. And then we'll go from there. So I'm taking Bloom on a Game Beauty E01. Now I'm picking up the shade Goddess on a Rephr 14. All right, I like this blend that I got from these two shades. So I think I'm gonna do that pink glitter now. That shade's called Proposal, but let me set down some NYX Glitter Primer first. This is a beautiful shade. I just wish it wasn't a pressed glitter, and I did feel some fallout. I think you can see it right there. Now, when you're working with pressed glitter, you want to make sure you have everything surrounding it the way you want it, because once you set it down, you don't want to disturb it. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Sultan. I'm using a BK Beauty 204. Now I need something for the inner corner, and I'm going to try the shade Festive. I know I've already used this shade, but I don't see a lot of options. I don't know. I don't think that's the inner corner shade I was looking for. So I think I'm just going to go in with the shade Antique. That's what I have on this eye. And I did spray the brush. This is a BH Cosmetics little pencil brush. All right, now I cleaned off that brush, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of this shade to the lower lash line, like right below the red shade. This one is called Masala. All right, guys, so I'm going to add liner, the other falsie, and I'll be right back to show you this fourth and final look. All right, guys, so here's the fourth and final look. I went in with some Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner for the top lash line, just in black. I added the other falsie, and for the lower waterline, I went in with the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner. This one is in the shade Bay Breeze. So I did count up how many shades I used in today's video, and I used 22 out of the 30 different shades, so not bad. And I did use 2 out of the 4 pressed glitters, so I think that's pretty good. So let me go ahead and wrap up today's video and share with you guys my final thoughts on this new Rain palette from bPerfect and from Makeup by Alinna. All right, guys, so my final thoughts on this new Rain palette from bPerfect and Makeup by Alinna is that I think it is a beautiful palette, but I could have done without some of the pressed glitters. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the pressed glitters are really beautiful. Like, they're beautiful shade-wise. I just don't enjoy working with pressed glitters because the glitter stays up here at my vanity on my brushes. Like, it's with me for months. So that is the only downside about this palette, and I know for some of you that's going to be a deal breaker when it comes to this palette, but for the rest of you who can get past the pressed glitter, or maybe you love pressed glitter and this is your color story, you are not going to be disappointed with the quality and performance of this palette. It performs just as well as my other bPerfect Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes, and I absolutely loved it. I like that there's a lot of depth in this palette, and if that is something that you're looking for, then look no further than this Rain palette. So this palette again does represent South Asia, the culture, the art, the traditions. I've never been to Southern Asia, so I'm gonna take their word for it. I think this is just a colorful, beautiful palette that you can definitely create some neutral looks, because we definitely have a lot of neutrals up here, but then you can most definitely create some fun, really jewel tone looks. Now, as far as like the neon shades in this palette, because they do describe it as a neon and jewel toned eyeshadow palette, I think it's more jewel toned than it is a neon palette. I really don't think I would classify any of the shades as neon, to be honest. I mean, maybe the orange, perhaps the yellow, but that's about it. I think that all of the shades complement one another so well. And guys, I expect this kind of palette from bPerfect Cosmetics just because they always create larger palettes, and I think this is on the smaller end for them. This only has 30 shades when you compare it to some of their other palettes with 40 plus shades. I think this is a little scaled back for them, and I don't mind that at all. I think it's a beautiful color story. It has green and blue, and what's not to love about that? As far as the eyeliner is concerned, I picked up the shade Mogul and I liked it. Do I think it's as good as my Lethal Cosmetics ones? Those are my favorite gel liners. I think it's a very close second to those liners. Those are still my favorite gel eyeliners. Lethal Cosmetics makes an amazing gel eyeliner formula, and I think they are a little bit cheaper. This one retails for $17.95, and I think the Lethal ones are $15. You can find Lethal Cosmetics on the Camera Ready Cosmetics website here in the US. But overall, guys, I would say everything that I tried, down to the cream bronzer, the new lipstick I picked up, of course the foundation concealer I already had, and the blush and highlighter. I loved everything that I wore today. bPerfect is definitely one of my favorite indie makeup brands, and I like that they're from the UK because I know a lot of you that watch me are from the UK. So shout out to all of my UK beauties out there. Finally, something that you guys can buy. I know I try a lot of stuff on my channel and you guys always tell me, Steph, we can't get that over here. We don't have that brand, or the shipping is too expensive. I totally agree. Shipping is outrageous right now, and I wish everything that I try could be available to all of you. And you know, maybe one day soon it'll all be there, but I know for sure you guys in the UK, you guys in Europe, you all can get the bPerfect brand over there. This hasn't dropped yet on the Beauty Bay website, but when it does, I will update the description box with that link. And with that, guys, we wrap up today's video. Let me know what look you like best. Are you team 1, 2, 3, 4, none? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.